Israel's President Chaim Herzog said Israel would have to get in line. He talked with us earlier today.
I would estimate that he's got a lot more hit squads to worry about than an Israeli hit squad. He's got an entire nation that he has destroyed, in fact, a country he's destroyed, a nation which is in bereavement. There are many there who will be candidates for the hit squads without necessarily, I'm not talking about the Kuwaitis incidentally as well, who have a very, very large account with him. I think that there will be many, many more hit squads standing in line there, lining up to deal with him without the Israelis having to do anything.
But you're not taking Israel from the end of that line.
I'm not in a position really to commit Israel one way or the other. All I feel is that if he stays as head of state and has any capability or capacity whatsoever, any military capability or capacity whatsoever, he continues to be a mortal danger, primarily, incidentally, for the Arab states, for Saudi Arabia, for Kuwait and for the Gulf states, for Egypt, but also for Israel.
I'm thinking about the outcome of this war as relates to the question of Security Council resolutions. It is still a fact, Mr. President, that Security Council Resolution 242, which requires Israel to withdraw from those lands it took 23 years ago, is not fulfilled by Israel. So how can Israel have a special deal is the question that Saddam Hussein presents to the world.
I don't think that Saddam Hussein is the example that you should be using today on the Israel-Arab issue. It's
but the question remains,
different.
Doesn't it?
The question remains, and the Security Council Resolution 242 calls for a withdrawal from territories. It doesn't say all the territories. We've withdrawn from Sinai because the Egyptians came and sat down and negotiated with us. And only because of that, and thanks also to the intervention of the United States of America. And this shows that we have to instead of trying to bully Israel into doing something, one has to negotiate with Israel. And a great leader came forward, Anwar Sadat, and said, let's negotiate, and we did, and you see the results. Buses leave Tel Aviv and Jerusalem every day for Cairo and vice versa. And I would say that if that was a success, then the same process has to be applied as far as all other issues are concerned, namely direct negotiations.
One of the items on the agenda in the Middle East is, of course, to have a security arrangement which eliminates mass destruction weapons. Do you agree to that?
In general, we have agreed to that already on a number of occasions.
And will Israel sign away its rights to own mass destruction weapons?
We have every single year, and remember I was ambassador at the United Nations, and I can recall even when I was there in the 70s, said that we are willing to enter into negotiations on this issue, and the countries in the area were not prepared to enter into direct negotiations with us on that. But I'm convinced that we have to today make the necessary arrangements in the area to guarantee that we will not be endangered by the nightmare which we've experienced until now on the part of a megalomaniac in Baghdad.